Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It is Wednesday, Witcher. We are ready for some serious, serious drama tonight. But first, we're going to go around and introduce my wonderful players, and then we're going to start, having all of the fun. And as for me, hey, you all know me. I'm at Deirdre on Twitter, PraxGorthesBF4. You see me around here on Twitch. Your friendly neighborhood Prax. Here to help you and my players tell this wonderful story and possibly, shoot their hearts from a distance with emotions. But, thank you, Cole, for letting me know that. There we go. They should be fixed now.
I thought they were just playing different characters tonight.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna start with Billy. To my right on the overlay. Hey, Billy.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
Oh, yep, I'm good. Excited for the game. And I got the TLDR because I didn't read it. I watched it, but I didn't watch it. So I asked them what happened, and they told me what happened, and I'm in shock and awe. And I'm excited because my Prax is going to shoot me in the heart with feels, which sounds like something I need to sign a waiver for. And I did not sign a waiver, Prax, for that. So be gentle. I'm a tender, sensitive person.
Shot through the heart. Prax is to blame.
I mean, I figure y'all are to blame because y'all are the ones that make choices, and you gave me the characters that you created. I'm just playing in the sandbox y'all created. That's who that works with.
Yeah. You're 100% right there. But I'm just trying to, squeak out of everything that I can.
Yep.
I'm excited. I want to do this every day of the week, but life and stuff.
I love that. Thank you.
That's it. That's it.
See, Susie agrees with me. It sounds like a you problem rather than a Prax problem. But directly underneath the wonderful, fabulous Bill. Wait, Billy, you didn't tell us who you were playing.
Damn it! Okay. I am playing. I want to get one thing right. That's my goal. This whole episode is to do one thing correctly, and I'm playing Ardzo, related to none of the PCs, but does come from a large family, and is well-versed in cooking, and is exploring a romantic thing with the cook of the castle. And surely that'll just end up great and fine, and nothing, and this will just be perfect and happily ever after, because it's The Witcher, and it all ends up that way.
Yeah.
And I have a new moon problem, or a new moon solution, depending on how you look at it.
Like if you need new outfits, do you know what I mean? Like if you need like an excuse to get new clothes, I feel like transformations.
I would also like to point out that while you might have a large family, that none of them are large in stature.
They're girthy, and they're above average in girth, but not in height.
I'm hanging out with Lindy too much.
It's Lindy's fault. It's Lindy's fault.
Because dick joke, right?
You're welcome.
I get it.
We're making fun of guys named Richard.
I get it.
Hey, Lindy, how are you? How you feeling?
I'm great. I'm feeling pretty all right. I was not feeling good this morning, but Witcher's revitalized me, even though we haven't started playing yet, and I'm good to go, ready to play. I am a purveyor of all things lewd, especially lewd jokes and puns. Certain people might be able to attest to that more than others. But yes, I will be playing Brenna, Countess Brenna von Wedler. She's a Witcher count as kind of a new thing. And she enjoys long walks through the forest and cat naps.
And also, I hear that she's a very good chef, or at least the chopping things up multiple times part of the chefery.
She's real good. Well,
Slicing, dicing, julienning.
Chopping, hacking, slashing.
Yeah.
I don't know if dicing is the right word. That requires some amount of precision. I
mean, you were very she was very precise when she threw that sword through the back of the guy's skull.
That's true. It's true. I feel like that's not like mincing onions, though.
No, it's not like mincing onions.
Julienne carrots. Anyways, yeah, it's just a broader form of precision.
Mm-hmm. And we will have a Cadeyrn later in the evening, but we need to go back into our story where we were at the end of last session. I guess to set the stage, we have to remember it's been a week since Brenna had married her long-term, very mortal human lover, Cadeyrn. Not Cadeyrn. Gavril.
Oh, right. Cadeyrn just...
Gavril.
Everywhere.
Is that 5 shadowing?
Yes.
No. It's just your GM was misspeaking because Mormon's like that.
Oh, wait. We did skip Simon, but I think we skipped someone else.
Oh, yeah. Well, don't worry. I'm coming to him.
Oh, okay.
It was intentional. That was intentional.
Oops.
No. It's fine. I don't
know if it is fine.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it.
So, like I said, we had some things that happened last week, and this is why I wanted to slow build into this introduction. Because at the end of last week, we left Ardzo with the good Herr Dr. Eric, trying to figure out if there was anything forensic on the very damaged and wounded body of Konstintin, the captain of the guard. Brenna had an unfortunate accident after she discovered that there is a Bruxa hiding somewhere nearby. Had an unfortunate accident with a magical mail that she probably shouldn't have been messing with. Note, everyone, leave the mail alone. It's a federal crime to interfere with it.
Look, it's a known fact in games that I just love opening other people's mail. I don't know what it is. I don't do it in real life. Only in tabletop RPGs. I love it.
So she unfortunately ran afoul of such things and ended up needing to
take a nap.
Yep.
Fall asleep, as it were, in the middle of the hallway. However, it was the actions of the question and comments between Cadeyrn and Ianto, as Cadeyrn attempted to explain to Ianto, dude, I'm not into your boyfriend. It was just a joke to try and make you jealous. Please get this through your head. To which Ianto had some objections, basically amounting to the fact that, of course, Javic, perfect as he is way too above the fact of scheming and plotting.
Yeah, he would never do that. And he did not appreciate Cadeyrn sullying Javic's reputation that way.
So Cadeyrn was like, you know what? Y'all need to talk. So he went to Cadeyrn went to Javic to explain what had happened. Through teleport, because mages can do that. But Trooper, who are you playing, and how is Ianto feeling in this minute, 30 seconds, that Cadeyrn has just disappeared from this room?
I'm Trooper SJP, and I am playing Ianto, who has many different last names, and also sometimes many different first names, just depending on which lie he's telling you at any given point and time, and he is a high-class courtesan, a thief, a con man, and on his way out. You know what I mean? Like he's got some things to do, so he's just set things all up for his sister and his friend, and he's on his way out. But for some reason, in the middle of this conversation with Cadeyrn just leaves, just teleports away, which he thinks is pretty weird. He doesn't know why Cadeyrn did that. He finds it a little bit frustrating. Cadeyrn runs around being insulting and then leaves. Like, I don't know what that's about. Like, what is like Hot Pants Mage doing? Nobody knows. Anyway, he's frustrated because nobody seems to understand how to do things right. So he's sort of standing in the middle of his room after Cadeyrn leaves, and he's just frustrated by this. And he's like, oh, what do you do with people like this? Ugh.
So, in this moment of frustration, in this guest room at Passwacht, the home and castle of Count Gavril von Velder,
still dressed as a sort of a noble from Lyria.
Yes. It's a very well appointed guest room. 4-poster bed, blue, heavy, like velvet curtains. You are in the mountains. Even if you are in the south, it will be a little cooler, particularly as spring has just begun, and it's a little cool, particularly in the evenings. Beautifully appointed blue with slight purple accent, a little bit of silver woven throughout. The guest rooms are all mostly well appointed in the same manner: bed, writing desk, a small sitting area. And then, where are you standing in this room?
Well, now are our guest rooms large enough to have like 2 rooms? Like a sitting room and then also a sleeping space?
Not on
like
the floor
how big
you're
are
on.
Okay, so we just have so do we have chairs, tables? Like, what is like, is it just a bedroom, or
Yeah,
do like
it's that slightly oversized. It's that hotel room with a single double bed, or in this case a queen, 4-poster with that heavy velvet blue, dark blue and amethyst curtains with a little silver embroidery on it. A small sitting area kind of to the left as you come in the door. 3 chairs, a table, a small, well, not small, a decent-sized desk and writing station with a, another chair in front of the writing station, what we would call a hope chest at the end of the bed, a wardrobe to the right side of the bed.
I would say
you have your own garderobe.
I would say that most likely he'd be standing in the sitting area because he would not have wanted to have brought Cadeyrn into the not sitting area of his place, because he was not planning on talking to Cadeyrn for that long. Just like a quick conversation and then get him out. You know what I mean? Just like it was a quicker conversation they thought it was going to be, because apparently Cadeyrn decided to teleport away for who knows why. Just who knows why.
As you're experiencing this sensation of frustration, confusion, disorientation, probably briefly, maybe a little bit of surprise at the disappearance of Cadeyrn.
And also, like, Cadeyrn can apparently teleport.
Yeah. And in that same moment, you just realize it's that kind of moment. There's a brief kind of yellow, reddish, kind of that end of sunset, last glow of the sun off the water, flash of light, and not bright, just enough to be noticeable. And Javic is now standing in the room, in front of you.
I take a step back because I'm surprised.
Good. As you take that step back, he takes 2 steps forward and pushes you against the wall. He pushes one hand, his left hand, up against the wall to the side of your head, and he puts the other hand in the middle of your chest.
Excuse me. And I just very gently put my hands on his
He doesn't
shoulders.
let you. He does, you might, but he's not moving. And you realize, you forget that he is actually, like...
He's buff.
He's buff. He's also, like, 3 inches taller than you are.
Yeah. Like, I'm an elf, I'm tall, but, like,
Yeah. He's actually taller, broader shoulders. He does work out, but he doesn't make it look like it.
But he does.
But he does.
And, like, it's just that kind of, like, push. Like, it's, like, not a heavy push, but it's just a...
Yeah, and usually Javic would just respond with moving with you because that would be, the polite thing to do. In this particular instance, he doesn't let you do that. He doesn't move. He stands there and pushes himself forward so that your arms have to retract. And it's not like, but he braces himself on the wall next to you.
Javic?
Ianto?
You are in my room?
Yes, because apparently you can't see. So I thought I would explain.
If I can't see, you can't listen.
Well, when your mouth says one thing, but your brain says something else, I trust the brain rather than words coming out your mouth.
Javic, if you might take 2 steps back, I would appreciate it.
No.
What are you doing here?
Attempting to explain to you that you really can't lie to me, Ianto. No matter how much you think you can.
Javic, we've had this conversation already, more than once.
But you aren't listening to me. You're saying what you think is important as you attempt to run away from your problems because you believe as a criminal that you somehow are inferior to me. And it's really hard to live on this, giant pedestal that you've put me up my ass. So I thought I'd come down to your level and explain things in detail. You haven't been able to lie to me since we've met.
Javic, I have been lying to you since we've met.
I didn't say that you weren't lying. I said you weren't able to.
I am quite able to lie. I do it all the time.
But you aren't able to deceive me.
I have deceived you. This is what I've been trying to tell you this entire time.
Ianto, I know all about the fact that you're, everything about you. I've known about everything from the beginning. Would you like to know why?
Yes, because you've done research and because my man was unsubtle as you said.
It's because your mind is an open book and I can plick whatever thought you have in it out anytime I wish.
What are you talking about?
Literally, everything in your head I've known since we've met. Would you like to have a little game? Why don't we see, if we can figure out exactly what you're thinking. Just think a little something. I can tell you exactly what it is.
I don't... All right.
He, by the way, moves forward just a little bit. He leans forward, right? It's like he still keeps himself planted. He's still got his, arm next to your head, and he leans forward, so his head is now just... And you just feel that light brush of breath against the back of your, at the side of your neck.
You don't have anything of mine upon you at this moment, do you?
No.
All right. Because I heard rumor that mages sometimes can scry upon people if they're holding something that belongs to you.
Or if we know who you are, intimately.
I just thought it was if you had something...
No, it makes it easier if you don't know who they are. But if I know you, I can find you whenever I want. Wherever you go.
Well, all right, I'll think something. Give me one moment. I have to think what I should think. One moment.
Tick tock, Ianto.
Javic, don't pressure me. I've got to think of something specific. Something that you wouldn't guess. Give me a moment.
But you enjoy it when I pressure you, Ianto.
Javic, do not confuse the moment. Give me a moment to think
But I'm
something.
going to enjoy this so much.
Javic, behave. You'll give me a test.
Why?
You cannot distract me in the middle of my test. One moment. I have to think something. No, not that. One moment. All right.
Yes, by the way, that is a beautiful physical recall of the painting above the bed.
I've not decided what I'm thinking yet. I'm working out what I want to think. One moment. It's not easy. All right.
I mean, it's enjoyable for me.
Will you give me a moment?
No, you refused to listen to me when I tried to say things verbally, so I'm going to enjoy being myself around you.
You've always been yourself around me. Hold
To
on.
an extent. I tried to be polite. Now I'm not.
Come now. Stop. Give me you'll distract me from the thing I'm trying to think of. All right. No, not that. Wait. Something. No, not that. All right, wait. It's not easy sifting through my thoughts and figuring out which one to think in this moment.
That's okay, I can listen to all of them. It's fine.
You're just one. All right. All right. This one. What am I thinking about right now?
So while Javic can entirely read your mind in an instant, and you won't even feel it, I can't.
It's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
I as the GM cannot.
That is fair. Although, if you could, it would have freaked me out in the
I
best
could
way.
read your facial expressions, but that's not going to help me in this particular instance because those are Trooper's facial expressions, not quite Ianto's.
He was thinking about a moment when it was a moment when he stole something from a mark. The mark was asleep in a bed, happy, content, and drugged. And Ianto was picking interesting, valuable things to steal. And then leaving this person who probably trusted Ianto quite a lot to wake sometime later, who knows when, probably to be devastated by the deception. It was like a moment of the moment of a real sort of criminal thievy moment. It is what he thought of.
A criminal thievy moment.
Mm-hmm.
How
A moment
attractive
of-
is the person that you were sleeping with?
That's interesting. I don't think Ianto was thinking about that, right? So for Ianto, the person was just a person in the bed. Probably, I would imagine at this point, I'm thinking someone in their maybe 60s or 70s, someone who has, earned money over time, but was perhaps a little bit easily swayed by...
Merchant class, probably?
Probably, yeah.
Cool. The minute you start thinking about this scene and you're feeling guilty and emotional about the criminal enterprise...
He's not exactly feeling guilty. It's more of the feeling behind it is, okay, here you go, right?
Mhm.
It's
okay, here you go, but your okay, here you go is about the criminal enterprise, about the thievery and the drugging.
And the deception,
And the
right?
deception.
Yeah.
Javic moves closer and physically uses his body to pin you against the wall, and he leans his head into the side of your neck and says, "So what you're trying to think about is to make me jealous?"
No.
of you sleeping with someone who's very much not worth your while.
No, I'm trying to let you see what kind of person I am.
Yes, a petty thief, but
I would
great
like to-
in bed.
I'd like to think of myself as being a little bit more than petty in my thievery.
Have you managed to rip off an entire treasury yet, Ianto? And at this point, you're still a petty thief. Love you for it. Don't get me wrong. But when we plot, overthrowing an entire country by undermining their economic system, then we'll talk about you being more than a petty thief.
No, then I'd be something else. I'm a thief, not a revolutionary.
I never said I wanted to revolutionize anything, merely take it over. But the point still is, you think this is a surprise in any way, shape, or form?
Yes.
You think you picking little things out to take with you after you drugged an older merchant who, by the way, he died in, 2 months after your little interactions. You can tell, by the way, the jaundice on the skin. He drank himself to the bottle.
Well, wait a minute. How would you know?
Because I'm literally in your head. And this time, you realize he didn't say that part out loud. You have no secrets from me, Ianto. You never have. You seem to think, and he kind of at this point will lean back a little bit. He's still keeping you caged against the wall, but he's not putting that physical pressure of his chest against yours at this point on you. He instead is kind of leaned back, but only as far as his arm will reach to kind of make eye contact with you. And he says, excuse me, Ianto, I am the son of a king and a mage. You think you're the first person to try and con me? You think you're the first person to try and sneak into me, behind my security and maybe stab me with a knife in the middle of the night?
Never stab you with a knife.
And you're slightly above average for the number of people who try to get with me. I take my security very seriously. You know how I like to take care of what belongs to me.
Javic.
Do you think I wouldn't protect myself and scan everyone who comes around me? A petty little thief like you isn't going to stop me from getting into their mind. I enjoy you, Ianto, just the way you are. Admittedly, I was looking forward to you eventually telling me yourself, and we could get over the little game we were playing of you believing that you could hide or create secrets from me. And then we could get on to the more fun and entertaining portion of the evening. Decade. Century, even. Ooh. I'm looking forward to what we'll be like in a century, aren't you, Ianto?
Javic.
Yes.
I don't quite know how to respond to this.
Ianto, about the time you decided that you weren't going to try and rob me was well after the time I had decided it didn't matter if you did or not. But you keep denying what people tell you because you believe that you can know them better than they know themselves. When 3 different people tell you we're playing a joke on you to try and make you jealous, maybe listen to them and not some sort of inner knowledge of deceit.
Javic. you wouldn't do that.
Why not?
Because you are kind and honorable.
Kind. Honorable. I'm not a raging asshole. I don't commit murder. I don't plan to overthrow my brother and take over control of Redania in a bloody coup. But there are very, very few people who have ever called me kind. You being one of three. You have and he pushes himself slightly further back. He doesn't remove his hand from the wall, but it's this moment where he pulls himself even further from you physically and makes eye contact with you. And in this point, you can feel both his verbal desire to say these things, but also you see in his eyes this, he wants you to listen to what he's saying and focus on what he's saying and not and accept
Be distracted by how well he smells.
Yeah, get distracted by how well he smells,
right.
or how he feels pushed up against you, or anything like that. This is about him wanting you to truly listen and not just hear, right? Ianto, I can't be the man you want on this pedestal for eternity. No one can. Perfection doesn't exist. Desiring and believing that I'm some perfect, holy saint insults both you and me. I'm mortal, just as you are. I get angry, I get upset. I have on occasion done slightly less than polite actions. There may have been, on more than one occasion, a few parties that I participated in where there was a couple orgies.
Orgies are nothing.
This is true. I mean, it wasn't like I was participating in those particular orgies, mostly because I wasn't really into anybody involved, but anyways, I digress.
Even if you were in these orgies, it's not a big deal.
What was that? I'm sorry?
Even if you were in the orgies, it wouldn't be a big deal.
Oh, good. Then we're going to participate in orgies? Because, like, if we're planning that, I mean, Iskander's offered, but I didn't want to take him up on it without your permission.
Javic.
Ianto.
I'm going to tell you something that you've not listened to. You have never dated me. You dated someone who didn't exist.
And so did you, Ianto. But I at least knew it. But did you ever think that maybe the person you were putting on that pedestal, that ideology, that idealized man that you've created, is just as harmful and impossible to live with?
No, you're not. I lived with you for years. 3? 2, really. First year was a bit different, but I have been in your company for 3 years, and you've only shown me kindness, care, gentleness. You've only been more than I deserve.
But Ianto, you've never watched me with anyone other than you and our small little village in the middle of nowhere.
No.
Because at the end of the day, Ianto, and this is the point where he pushes himself, like, off the wall, and he gestures flamboyantly, and this is the point where you realize 99% of the time when you've watched Javic do magic, it's been small. There haven't been large gestures, there haven't been...
Little experiments, mostly like experiments in the lab, right? Yeah.
Experiments in a lab, or you know, small things at home, you know, but nothing ostentatious, as he gestures widely, and suddenly the entire room that you're standing in looks like something out of what, you know, Scheherazade, right? Long, gauzy drapes, soft, mellow terracotta walls, pinks and like pale greens overtaking a large, low, you know, that Ottoman style throne chair, which is like just, you know, very low off the ground and is like a big rectangle that, you know, with large pillows that kind of go around the low arms around it. And it looks absolutely gorgeous.
When he backed off, Ianto's hand just came up a little bit, but it was like this very slight, like as he moves away, Ianto's hand just kind of lifted up a little bit, but he very quickly puts it back down. It was just like a kind of like a sort of slightly instinctual move. This is a lot. Are we still in the castle, or did you teleport us, or I don't...
No, I didn't teleport us anywhere. This is merely a memory. An illusion.
Memory of what?
A small little location outside of Ninziricania. We should go, you and I. It'd be quite enjoyable. I think you'd enjoy the dancing.
Javic.
And he gestures again and lets, the light changes. Instead of the dappled sunlight that was going through the illusion, now it's darkened to just like the glow of a full moon as it's reflected off a desert into these kind of gauzy, illusion.
Javic. Whoever you were in that small village, I know is who you are.
But it's not all that I am, Ianto. Just as who you were in our home in that small village isn't all of who you are.
It is none of who I was.
You can say that, but remember, I'm the one who's been in your head.
I don't feel comfortable that you were in my head the entire time. That is something I don't feel comfortable with. I don't... So, you knew somebody else? A different Ianto, a Ianto who was
No, I just knew all of Ianto.
No, you didn't. You didn't know all of me. And I know, apparently you've been in me brain all that, but... You couldn't know me, because I was lying to you. Even if you're in me brain, and it's a different Ianto, so...
No, Ianto. They're just different parts of you. You think that you can be different people. That you're always different people. But you're not. You're not a changeling. You're using what you know in different situations. They're all there. They're all portions of you. They make up who you are in your entire experience.
But it's different. And You're somebody real special. And maybe outside of the place we stayed together, you was, I don't know, when you're around people who are, I don't know, fancy, whatever, nobles, they can be irritating. Maybe you was...
As you say that, Javic just kind of goes that slight, yeah, you're not wrong. The nobles are assholes. Kind of look. And he moves a step closer back into you.
And maybe you had to be somebody there, but the Javic I know, so I think the Javic that you are, somebody kind and gentle and thoughtful and smart, knowledgeable. I mean, yeah, handsome, but you're handsome in all places, right? I mean, you're handsome, but it's that other Javic, and that Javic. That Javic deserves somebody better than me. That Javic deserves somebody who's
That Javic, Ianto, and at this point he leans even further into you and keeps his hand against the side of your head on the wall and brings his face into yours to be like, you do the thing you do with small children with like, look at me, let's eye contact. And he leans into you and says, that Javic that you've idealized might deserve a different Ianto. But the only Javic that's here, the only one that exists, wants and chooses this Ianto, the only one that exists. And he kind of puts his hand in the middle of your chest as he says that.
yeah, but I don't feel like you deserve this Ianto, so this Ianto's not good enough for you.
No, Ianto. You've got it backwards again. And he will lean in and like full on kiss you against the side of the wall.
Ianto will kiss back instinctually, but then pull back.
And as you do, he'll like brush the side of your hair and say,
I know who I am.
but you don't know who I am. And until you can get off and realize yourself, and you realize that he has sounding exactly like you. You claim that you don't deserve this Javic. It's the reverse, Ianto. Javic don't deserve you. You created a mirage story, and you want that mirage in the story, not the real person.
First off, I gotta say, it's a little weird, but you can't put this all on me, because the Javic that I saw was the Javic that you showed me.
And the Ianto I saw was the Ianto you showed me. So,
right.
We're both
And
liars and cheats and scoundrels. Nope. Guess we deserve each other.
No. It's not how that is.
It's what I'm thinking.
This is real weird. Look,
I figure if you're not going to listen to me normally, I'm going to talk down to your level. And if I have to communicate in... I know many language, Ianto. I can communicate on all of them. Because you ain't listening.
I am listening to you.
No, you ain't.
Yes, I am.
You're hearing, but you ain't listening.
No.
You got those big pointy ears, but then there's nothing coming through.
Look, I hear what you're saying. You're saying that, like, oh, you're not this on the pedestal, but and right, and all this business. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I don't think you get me.
The liar, the cheat, the scoundrel, the whore.
Javic, I'm worried about you.
Why? 'Cause I ain't acting like you want.
No. Because whatever happened in our little home, that guy with that priest fella and all that.
Honest to God, if you come up with this bullshit that...
Will you listen to me?
Nah, 'cause you ain't listening to me.
I'm trying to tell you something right now, and I'd like you to listen.
Frustrating, in it.
Aldwin, when he, almost, when he set me on fire, stepped over me body and he looked at me with very specific sort of hatred. Personal. And I went back to your place. There was someone in there trying to set it on fire. It was personal. A lot of this is real personal. And everybody's acting like it's done, like it's over, like the curse has been lifted, everything's fine, but that fellow got away, and he knows where you live, and he sent people in there to do more stuff, and I know that you're a master of magic and all that, but I'm very concerned that somebody's got it out for you, that somebody powerful, dangerous might try to do something bad. And I can't do anything about it. I'm not like Brenna or you or Ardzo, don't have things like that. But I don't want you to take it lightly like everybody else seems to be doing. I want you to be careful yourself, and I want you to not get killed or...
Then don't try and... tells me what you think I should be believing.
I can't tell you what to do, right, with your life, but I can make also choices. I made a lot of choices. And right now, I cannot be with somebody that I lied to. It don't matter if you was in me brain. I mean, it matters to me a little bit, but that's not the point. The point is, I lied to you. Don't matter if you saw through it or not. It's like if
So here's the answer then, Ianto. It don't matter. And at this, he shifts language. He shifts again. You feel the language shift. It doesn't matter where on this continent you go, I will find you. I will know where you are, because just as you believe that lying to me harmed me, I believe that you are in danger, and you are mine to protect.
First off,
So,
I'm not an
if
object.
you want... I never said you were.
I don't belong to anyone.
He kind of smirks at that, but doesn't say anything.
Javic, I lied to you.
So you have your crisis of faith, your little realization about yourself. You work through whatever shite you think you need to work through, but recognize that I will always, always have faith in you. And since this apparent individual who believes that they can come into our home, burn it down, and attempt to kill you, is still running around out there with magical abilities...
No. The one who tried to burn down your house, he's dead.
He was just a tool.
Yeah, but that man, he's dead.
And at this point, he's going to move closer again to you, and bring his right hand up along your ear, the back of, through your hair, along the back of your ear, and into the back of, like, holding the back of your neck and just brushing his thumb right under, on your neck, right under your ear.
And Ianto puts the top of his head against Javic's chest, just like for a moment.
Like I said, a tool got broken, Javic, that's all.
No, it was a person. And that person's dead.
And they were going to be dead, whether you helped them get there or not.
Yeah, but I did it. Javic, can I tell you something?
Yes.
You know Ardzo? And as he's saying this, like, you know, his eyes are sort of filling with tears. He said something to me a few days ago. And it's a problem. He said that I shouldn't go and kill that cook woman that he's sleeping with. I wanted to just check out to see if she wasn't, you know, I don't know, evil, whatever. Try to take care of me friends. And he said I shouldn't kill her. And I was like, what kind of person do you think I am? And he said, all your personalities, one of them could just be a murderer.
Well, Javic, no, sorry, that was GM fart. Ianto, well, Ardzo might not know who you are. I know who you are. You might defend yourself. You might defend us. Him. But you're not going to kill somebody or arrange their murder. That's what you have me for.
You wouldn't do that.
You and I should really talk about political complications in Redania.
Listen, the point is, Ardzo's one of my best friends. I've known him for decades. And my best friend thinks that I'm the kind of person that just might murder someone, just cause.
I mean, to be fair, Ianto, there are a large number of people in this world who would just murder people just because.
Yeah.
I mean, it's uncommon. Not uncommon. It's actually really the standard.
It's not uncommon, I know that. But the point is, if my best friend thinks that about me as well, I don't feel good about being around people that I love.
But sometimes you need to be around people that you love so that you can hear their answer and not get drowned in the sea of your own doubt.
But...
So, Ianto, I'm not going to... Remember what I said. I'll always be able to find you, and I'll keep an eye on you. And you're right. This personage is a threat to both you and I. And I've been trying to do some things to alleviate that threat and at least find out where it's coming from.
Javic, your sister don't even seem to care about it. I mean, it's like none of them seem to take it seriously at all.
Well,
Treat me like I'm just paranoid.
I think you're expressing your concern and slightly... And at this point, he'll kind of like reach, the hand that's been on the back of your neck is going to reach all the way around to your shoulder and then kind of like guide you to the, and as he gestures, like the illusion finally disappears and guide you to the bed, not the sitting area, not anywhere else. He's going to sit down with you next to the bed and basically just say, Ianto, you are correct to be concerned about things, but I think the way you're expressing your concern and your fear means that you're not listening to other people's experiences and knowledge. So
Yes.
you're right, there is something to be afraid of. But
Brenna says it's all sorted. She can kill anything, it's great. So she's not worried about werewolves and none of that stuff.
I mean, to be fair, she did kill a shit ton of werewolves.
Oh, yeah, well, so everything.
I mean, I and her have had conversations about the dead werewolves, the bandits in the woods, you almost getting kidnapped again. That
When
was
did you
very
have that
concerning.
conversation?
Huh?
When did you have that conversation?
You think I've been here for 2 weeks and haven't spoken to my sister about what's been going on? This is the point where I look at you, Ianto, and go, I am not just the absent-minded professor that occasionally blows things up in the study. I am actually a mage that does these things for a living.
I just don't know why you'd be asking about me.
Because I love you, you moron. And he will put both hands on the side of your head and, like, kiss you again as he says so. But it's one of those, like, quick...
Listen,
like,
I know this, but you've got to get over that.
why?
Because you should give your art to somebody.
It's my heart, I give it to who I choose. You don't get to tell me who I can or cannot give it to.
I'm trying to give you some advice. As a
But
professional.
you're lying again.
No, I'm trying to give you some advice.
But you're lying again.
No, I'm not.
See,
You
here's the
should
thing.
give your art to somebody better.
You don't get to make that choice for me.
Well,
So, my heart is in your care.
it's a bad choice on your part.
I don't think so.
Yeah, well,
I've got good odds on it. Odds are in my favor.
look, I'm going, yeah? Look, I'm leaving this place and I'm going. And I'm going to ask you not to be in my mind. I don't like that. Feels a little bit like a violation. I don't like that at all, really. It's uncomfortable. I mean, if you wouldn't, like, send spies to go and sneak around, that seems fair. I'd be all right with that. You know, when I figured what you did was you sent somebody to the libraries to do research or something, and I feel like that's fair. But, just, like, poking me brain is a bit... It's a bit, yeah. Well, I don't like
You don't
it.
even have to roll. Like, you can just tell from his expression that he's like, yeah, I don't agree with you. It's fine. Oh, you're so sweet.
No, I'm serious, though. I don't like that.
Good.
So don't do it. I want you to listen to me right now. I don't like it, so don't do it. It is not all right for you to be in my mind without permission. This is a very serious point here.
I promise not to go through your mind without your permission. Unless you're lying to me.
It's not. I'm gonna tell you something, and then you're just not gonna pay attention to me. You're gonna do whatever you're gonna do, like you do. But when I'm in a relationship, for real, an actual one, where I can be proud of my behavior, myself, I don't lie to people.
Don't lie to me. I'm not going
Already
to go through
done.
your mind.
That's
And I'll see you later then, Ianto, because apparently there are things to be done to try and catch this person who believes that you're a threat. Honestly, I don't know what you could have done to piss off a mage on that level.
I've not done.
So,
It's probably not about me.
in that case... But you're right, there is a threat, and we need to be protected against it. And you might leave, but that doesn't mean that I can't follow. Keep that in mind, Ianto.
I prefer
You don't
you
get
just
to-
settle down with, like, Cadeyrn or something.
You are aware that Cadeyrn and I have not slept together in 30 years?
Well, that's not what it looked like when I was in your room.
Weren't looking very hard then, were you?
I was looking.
What, the fact that I slept on the couch?
No, there was no evidence anybody slept on the couch at all, actually. I
Well,
looked.
you didn't look hard enough because the book was on the bed on the table and the blanket was over the back of the couch.
Look,
So I can't help it if you can't see things, Ianto, or if you're only seeing what you want to see. I'm telling you that Cadeyrn and I have not slept together since the last orgy 30 years ago.
then what was all this about?
Making you jealous.
Why would you do that?
Because I love you and you ran away.
What you did was hurt me.
And like I said, I'm not perfect. And at that, he turns and gestures dramatically and sweeps his arm very dramatically, overly emphasizes, and just just does one of these kind of things.
Javic, I never intentionally tried to hurt you. And once I...
But you left without letting us talk. You
I-
made a choice for you.
Yes, I did.
For
Yes.
you. But
Yes.
you didn't listen to me.
You don't...
You decided you knew better, and you decided that you knew for me. And decided that I didn't know myself.
I feel like when I said I'm breaking up with you, I get to choose if I'm breaking up with you or not. It's not
And
like...
he will reach behind his back and pull from his waist a letter and kind of gesture with it.
That was... that letter was... a mistake.
No, I think it's a really good answer, and I'm not letting it go. And until I get evidence to the contrary, that this isn't the truth versus whatever's coming out of your mouth because you believe that you need to run to protect me, instead of, trusting that I actually have skills and abilities and...
This has never been about that. I mean, I
Really?
know that you're strong and that you're capable and that you're amazing. I know that.
You don't trust me, and you don't trust my ability to know things.
It's not about trusting you. It's not
I would say
about you
that
at
it is.
all. No, it's not. It's not about you at all. And it's never been about you. It's been about me. It's been about the fact that I've been a person who for 2 years laid in bed next to you and lied to your face. It doesn't matter that you could see through it. It's like if somebody gave me a poison. If I said I want to poison my boyfriend and murder him, somebody gave me a poison and I put that poison in your drink and I gave it to you. Turns out it wasn't poison at all. Doesn't matter that it wasn't poison. You didn't die. What matters is that I was the kind of person who would do that to you.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Ianto, that you're not listening to.
You said you knew all along. I heard that.
No, but that's the point. You're hearing that. You're not listening. What does it mean that I knew all along and let you go on with your lies?
It meant that you were in love with me.
No. It means I'm just as much of a liar as you are. And he will stand up and just disappear.
And Ianto looks to the door.
Still closed and locked, by the way.
As if he wants to talk to someone. And he thinks about who he wants to talk to. And then his face falls as he realizes that he cannot talk to that person.
And with that, we're gonna pull back the camera and rewind the clock a few minutes out into the hallway as Eleanor, because again, this is on a different floor, finds Brenna in the hall.
It doesn't look this dainty. It's more probably like, but you know, we're just for theatrical effect.
Yeah, she probably, because you had time, could arrange herself artfully into
like,
this.
Yeah, like the I'm gonna protect my head as I fall. Yeah, but
And
it's not complete. It's not dainty, but it's not like, oh, it's her head split open. Yeah.
Eleanor has rushed to your side. She is excuse me, goes and, puts her fingers next to your throat, puts her hand on the side of your cheek, is doing all of these things. I'm going to roll for her to see if she can figure things out. 19, not bad. This is the only this is a moment that she glances up and down the hall, doesn't see any of the footmen or the guards that are usually there, and in fact, she's already noticed that the count of servants and household guards is off from what it should be, and has been. And in a moment that no one sees, she will, from kneeling, deadlift carry Brenna up and lift her bridal style to carry her up to Eleanor's room. Because it's the closest location she can think of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So her room's not far from Javic's room.
Her room is down the hall from Javic's room.
Mm-hmm.
And still on the third floor where you all are,
Mm-hmm.
but the master suite is at the furthest end of that hall on that
Mm-hmm.
angle. And
yeah, because Ianto's on the second floor, we're on the third floor, and then
and
upstairs,
Eleanor is
floor.
one of the permanent guests, so she has her suite on the third floor. And
Yes.
you guys gave Javic the room on the third floor because again he's your brother. But
He's the brother, and he's one of the more important guests.
He's one of the more important guests. So, but the distance between Javic's room and Eleanor's room is, maybe 100 feet versus
Mm-hmm.
a couple 100 meters to your room.
Yes.
So
Yes. So that's another floor up and then down the hall. Yeah. Yeah.
he lifts and carries you and lays you gently in her bed, and then will pull the bell ring for all of the for the servants to attend, because in here she's still being monitored for her health, right? She's not well. People are concerned about her. She has pulled the bell curl, and at the same time, the bell has gone off for the servants. She's started removing, like looking at your armor to see if there are any injuries, moving, getting you more comfortable, taking your boots off. And then the same older woman who is, the upper level, kind of has this, she takes care of this lady's maid who takes care of these certain rooms because she's, of that level of age. She is the one who responds to Eleanor, and Eleanor merely looks at her and says, the Count and the Ardzo, maintenant, vite, allez. And that's all she says. So we're gonna follow this maid as she goes up down the hall first to Count Gavrel's bedroom, and raps firmly on the door as she pushes it open. Doesn't wait. A strong sign from the servant class that there's an emergency that the master of the house needs to take care of, rather than merely waiting for the response to enter. The door opens, and as she enters, she merely nods and says, My lord, you are needed in Lady Eleanor's room. It is the Countess. I am to fetch Master Ardzo. And she doesn't make eye contact. She doesn't stick around to see what happens. She merely bobs her head and leaves the door open to turn and proceeds running at this, well, not quite running. She is of that kind of, well, first of all, she's slightly older, and second of all, she is also that level of servant who doesn't run. Like
she's doing like her mall walking stride.
Yeah, it's a mall walking stride, or even like that, you know, striding purposely through New York to catch the subway kind of thing. Not a full sprint, but get out of her way because you will get shoved out of the way, and she is moving at speed. And she comes to this bedroom that had been, you know, on the 3rd floor, that had been designated as the sick room, where good Dr. Eric and Master Ardzo were attending to Konstintin, and there's a firm rap at the door as she opens it and looks inside. Ardzo. This older woman with very silver hair in a long braid that's been pinged and coiled back, very you know, clean but old, you know, well-worn styling. She appears and says, Master Ardzo, it is the Countess. I need your assistance, please.
He'll gesture down at like the corpse, or not the corpse, but the injured person, and
he's not
and
dead
like
yet.
his hands are bloodied. I'm like, do you not think whatever it is, it can wait a moment?
Not really.
So let me get this clear. What you're telling me is there's something more pressing at hand than the captain of the guard in...
Lady Eleanor informed me to fetch you and the Count immediately, and the good Countess is in a bed.
Okay, I tried. And he'll let go of the utensils that he has been borrowing and walk off to follow.
She thinks, she moves quickly again, and you realize, like, she's probably moving faster than normal people could run at this point. And you have to kind of, like, work to keep up with her, particularly as she moves through the hallways in a very...
Because I got shorter legs.
Well, you have shorter legs. I mean, she is, you know, given, you know, a slightly shorter woman, but she's not wasting any movements. She's...
Do you, perhaps a little, you know, summary, something I could prepare for so I'm not totally caught off guard here? Hello?
She doesn't answer as you move through the halls. You can roll me human perception.
Oh, yeah, let me launch the game.
By the way, thank you, chat, for those 3 luck, blessings of Nihilani for luck.
Woohoo!
$21. Ardzo, she's moving with concern, and she's darting eye glances at all of the people that you pass by. Not that there are that many, but there are a number of guests still in the hallway and a number of servants, and she's not saying anything in earshot of any of them.
Fair enough. Let's bob and weave through all these plebes.
It's at her speed, it's maybe 6 minutes, 7 at the outside, to get to Eleanor's room. As she opens the door and bows you in, you realize that Gavril is standing in the room. Eleanor is next to the bed, kind of wringing a cloth and, damp, like a damp cloth and like patting Brenna's head. Gavril merely gestures with an offhand, doesn't even look at the door, is staring at the window, or staring at Brenna in the bed, and gestures with an offhand, and the servant just closes the door behind you as you enter. And Eleanor's the one who says, Monsieur Ardzo, she is unconscious, I do not know why.
I do not know why either. So
She was in the hallway asleep in the middle of the hall. There was no reason, it's just an occurrence. There was nothing, no wounds upon her body, nothing.
Okay, well, he takes a moment, he kind of gets like, composes himself. Well, I will need you to check her belongings. So take all of those out, put them on the table.
Oui, c'est maintenant. And she's going through all of the things that she brought through and is sorting them out. Brenna is laying, looking almost peaceful, on the bed. With like a damp cloth on her forehead kind of thing. Eleanor tried.
Ardzo's going to bring his face stupidly close to her face.
Like I'm kidding, I don't. I'm unconscious.
He's going to
Jump scare.
Inspect her nostrils, like that close, like strictly observational.
Would you like to roll diagnose then?
I'm good at that one. So yes is the answer. Yes is the answer. Okay. That one is there. That is a critical. I'll roll another.
Ooh.
No, it already did it for you.
Oh, it already rolled it. It auto rolls the crit successes now.
Yeah, it auto rolls crit
Not the crit
successes, but it
fails.
doesn't auto roll crit failures.
You got a 10 and
That's
an 8.
nice.
Yeah.
There's no, so with 31, there is no evidence of blunt force trauma to the head. There's no obvious signs of poisoning, nothing that was inhaled or ingested, no pinpricks that are visible along the face, damage anywhere else. But you recall the kind of unnatural drugged sleep, magical drugged sleep of a little village outside Sodden.
Excuse me, sir, that looks, I'm so sorry. There are too many weddings at once. Gavril, correct?
Gavril, yes. And you realize that Gavril has been staring intently at you, but he hasn't interrupted. His face is very deadpan.
I need you to come here for a moment.
He is almost instantly by your side.
I'll inspect him up and down with my eyes, then look up at him.
I don't blame you. It's pretty hot.
Yeah, not that way, okay? This is a protective, judgmental thing that, maybe I
Unconscious
should have
Brenna is
done
like, yeah.
before the wedding. But no.
Do you know what's wrong with my wife?
I have an idea. Tell me a little bit of your knowledge of herbs and concoctions, if you have any.
None. That's what you are for.
Okay, I will be going. It was a pleasure. And Ardzo.
My wife is unconscious in my castle. Explain to me why my wife is unconscious in my castle.
Oh, I believe you have a doctor that works here.
Yes, but she trusts you. And at this point, that's more important.
You are correct. She is in no immediate danger unless something were to happen to her while she were not conscious.
Why is my wife unconscious?
Because someone else wanted her to be unconscious.
Who? Give me a name so that they might lose their head slowly and at my pleasure.
I am a healer, and I can recognize herbal concoctions when I see them. I am not a master of spice. I am not a wielder of secrets, so I can tell you she will be fine. I cannot tell you who wanted her this way.
So this is some sort of concoction that poisoned her.
Try to, get close to her. Closer.
Why?
I'm trying to get you to break her out of her stupor, or unconsciousness, if you will.
In what manner? Merely tell me what the steps to be taken, and I shall take them.
You need to, there are two small fleshy appendages that line the area where you put your food. And I want you to take those two small fleshy appendages and then touch them to her.
You want me to kiss my wife?
Now you're catching on.
Why didn't you just say that?
Because this was much more fun.
And he will turn and look at you. You can go ahead and roll me human perception.
Okay. Is that diagnosed, perchance?
Nope, human perception.
Okay. It's a 19.
Any and all pleasantness that you saw about Gavril when you were at dinner with him the other night is gone. And he stares at you, and you take two big realizations. Number one, that this man acts as the defense of his nation and has killed in defense of his nation. But that's not the only reason he's killed people before. And he's used to the power that he has, and he doesn't like not being immediately obeyed. For a lot of reasons.
Well, this is probably not going to be too great a conversation for him.
Yeah. But you also realize that here's the thing, Ardzo, you've been looked down upon for a number of reasons. The fact that you live out in the middle of the woods, the fact that you're a weird dwarf who lives out in the middle of the woods by yourself, occasionally has less than proper manners with people. This man isn't judging you for any of those reasons. He is, and it's not personal, it is merely the fact everybody is beneath him. You're not special in that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Master Ardzo, would you please take the effort on your way out to inform Muriel that I would like to close the gates? And he will turn and lean over Brenna, and he will turn his entire body to kind of box around her so that you can't see her face anymore. As he will lean down to kiss her.
right before his lips touch hers. Is that a metaphor for something? Close the gates?
No.
So the literal closing of the gates so no one else can get in.
Or out.
Or out. Okay. Okay, I will. Muriel?
She'll be waiting at the door. You met her as she escorted you up.
The door's right there. You could.
And he's ignoring you the rest of the conversation. He's decided to turn and kiss Brenna.
You're welcome, by the way.
He doesn't answer. He's too busy kissing his wife, who's asleep. But we shall see if she stays that way.
Oh yeah, there's a roll for it.
Huh? Yeah, there's
a roll for it.
But
It'd
it's
suck
also...
if it doesn't work and Ardzo's left, because I feel like Gavril will be real mad. This is my feeling.
Why would he be mad? He's just such a nice guy.
Yeah, you're the only person that could possibly save my life is unconscious, so if he decides to kill me.
I mean, there are other people who might be able to save your life. Maybe. With a 22, however, he does beat the save. He gets a bonus because of where and who things are on.
Dirty.
Yeah. So as you... Brenna, you are awakened to the passionate kiss of your husband.
Oh, that's always a nice thing to wake up to. Last thing she recalled, she was in a hallway. So... And she's in a bed, it feels like. It's great.
Yeah, but we're gonna leave you in that moment alone as we pull the camera back to follow Ardzo as he's just exited the door. You left, correct? Or did you stick around for the floor show?
I left.
As you leave, you will realize two things that come to your mind as you look at that, as you roll back through the diagnosis. Oh! Those were some very interesting bruises around Brenna's wrists. And then you'll remember Brenna introducing you for your slightly furry night to the,
Torture chamber. Dungeon.
Mhm.
Dungeon.
dungeon.
Yeah.
Dungeon.
Yeah.
She wouldn't call it a fungeon in front of Ardzo. That's like their nickname for it.
The ball pit.
The ball pit, yeah. So, you have that realization as you step out the door. Whatever you choose to do with that realization is up to you. Muriel is standing in the hall, across the hallway from the door, but in the doorway. So where the doorway is and you come out, she's like directly across the doorway on the other side of the hall, against the wall.
Hello. Yes. Do you... So silly. Do you know a lot about goldfish? I don't know if any of the lords or ladies have pets.
Not to my knowledge. Why?
Well, something I do remember about goldfish is that they have really amazing memories for like 8 seconds at a time. Now, Gavril had told me something. It seemed very important, but as soon as I walked out that doorway, I had forgotten it. So I think you might want to go in there and figure out what it is. He didn't want me to go back in there. I don't think he likes me because I am a dwarf.
He doesn't like anybody when Mistress Brenna is unwell.
So she's plenty well, save some unique colorations on her.
Stop.
On her wrists.
Stop. And she just looks at you and goes, "Really? There are things we don't need to discuss. The servants of the house might know things, but we don't need to discuss them any further.
I am a healer. It is good to have all the information available so I can do the best job that I can. But he made it pretty clear he did not want to speak to me anymore. So you might need to get it from the information about something with it's gone now. I'm sorry.
Would you like to roll deceit?
Yes. 14.
Cool.
Something tells me I'm going to be hitting the road real soon.
Oh, the gate's closed.
I just love Ardzo so much. That's all I have to say. So
Well,
much.
if the information doesn't get delivered, maybe now's a good time.
She looks at you, sighs, shakes her head. Men. Because she firmly believes that the reason you don't recall is because men cannot be trusted to know what actually is important for more than 5 minutes at a time. She has old lady bias at the moment.
But it is a really solid 5 minutes, though. It is an award-winning 5 minutes.
That's what she didn't say.
She kept it to herself, like a lady.
Look, she's old enough to, by the way, I'm putting Muriel because Muriel is fabulous.
Yes.
In the doc.
Do it.
Look, there's Muriel.
Am I
Have
gonna feel
Muriel.
bad?
Um,
Am I gonna
Yes.
feel bad?
she will go to the door next to you, open it again, glance in, make eye contact with Eleanor, and roll her eyes. And then Eleanor will look at Ardzo, roll her eyes, and come to the door with Muriel. And lean over and say, "Close the gates, no one in or out." Muriel will nod, close the door again. Eleanor's still in the room. Look at Ardzo and, pat him on the shoulder, which is not actually as far down as you would think because she is a slightly older woman who has shrunk a few, in her older age. And she will pat you on the shoulder and say, "It's okay, Master Ardzo. We all get forgetful in our old age." And she'll just turn and keep walking.
I am 73. I am a young and cheaper dwarf.
"So what's your actual excuse for not being able to remember things for 5 seconds?" And she keeps going.
So what was it that I had forgotten then?
You don't get an answer. At this point, she's kind of disappeared from the hallway. You're pretty sure that she
Fast walk, though.
She's got the fast walk, but this point, she probably also took one of the servants' passages. Because that's a thing that happens. Ardzo, you're left in the hall. Is there anything you would like to do as you're standing in the hall?
Oh yeah, I don't feel bad about treating Muriel like that at all. Well, I guess I go back to the doctor and try to do what I can for Konstintin.
I mean, you rolled last time. You
were just doing the inspection.
You were doing the forensic inspection because you found the pierced ear that was odd, but the actual bleeding out that you fixed.
But there's still information from him I could ascertain about the Bruxa that I may or may not know is a Bruxa, but of what happened.
Brenna mentioned Bruxa.
Brenna
okay.
mentioned that there was a Bruxa. He's not a Bruxa, but that he was attacked by one.
Right. So there's information that would be beneficial to get from him once he is conscious.
Okay, so we're gonna let you go back down. We're gonna turn and follow back in with Brenna. You've woken up to your husband leaning over you and kissing you passionately.
In a bed, and it's great. And then My Witcher nose is like, this isn't my room.
Nope. And there's someone else here. And you know Gavril. He's not into...
No, he's not. He's a very private individual.
Yeah.
For certain things.
He's
Yeah.
a very private person.
So she'll give an indicator that she's awake. And I think waking up to the kiss, she might be like, "It's that fucking sleeping curse." Like, that's just what's going through her mind. And she'll be, okay. How long was I out for asleep?
He will have turned and moved to sit next to you, like help you sit up on the bed, and he's sitting next to you with his arm around your shoulder, and kind of putting... And he will glance to Eleanor expectantly. Eleanor will turn to you and say, 15 minutes maybe. I found you in the hall and brought you in here, then Master Ardzo and summoned Master Ardzo and your charming husband.
And of course, there's no sarcasm in her voice at all when she says that. No.
You could roll me human perception.
I'm not gonna succeed against her.
And there is no sarcasm in her voice.
Brenna imagines it's in her head though, because she knows they've talked before about Gavril. It's fine. Oh good, I'm glad it wasn't too long. I'm sorry if I worried you. There was
Kitten, what's happened? I don't... And he'll like lean further into you and like, I was very concerned. Something harmed you in our own home.
Well, I was speaking with my brother Javic, and something came up and he teleported away very quickly. And then a letter got teleported into the room, which I thought was interesting and strange. Very elaborate inks, and I went to see if there was a seal I could recognize to say who it was from, and there were some heavy magics cast upon it that I have a feeling that I know is a source, possibly. And I told you about the towns that had that sleeping curse on it. If you woke me up with a kiss, did Ardzo come in and check on me?
Yes, I summoned.
Oh, good.
Master.
I recognized it then. Yes, I believe it had that magic cast upon it, or at least a very similar one. Should probably tell Javic to be cautious of the letter.
Yes, we would not want others of our guests to be harmed in such a manner, but the fact that who is this person who would harm my wife in my house?
I don't know if they're the only person behind things or is responsible, but the person who was responsible in the town, because it could be a similar sleeping curse but different people casting it, was a Baldwin, a priest of Veopatis, high priest. What? Former priest, possibly.
Well, we're going to shut down the entire castle, and we are going to ensure that there is no one in or out, and that we will find this person.
Well, they could teleport, so they might not be here.
I'm sure there are ways we can get your brother to help us prevent that from happening.
Yes, we should probably speak with him. I'm all right. I'll take it easy for the rest of the day.
Yes, we should. And Eleanor at this point is, kind of comes up next to Gavril, sorry. I saw the name in the chat. Comes up next to Gavril and says, I will stay with her while you attempt to arrange security, no? It is fine. It's fine. We shall talk. Gavril will give you another, just squeeze just a little bit tighter on your arm and then let go and then lean in again and kiss you again.
Yeah. Kiss back, big smooch.
And
he was worried about her. It's real sweet.
he was very worried about her, and he was very sweet. He's going to get up.
She's fine now, but she knows he's gonna be worried, so she'll just be like, "I'll just take it easy. It's fine. Don't worry about it."
And he will follow the camera as he leaves the room and pulls it closed and gestures with a hand and snaps his fingers, and appearing almost from nowhere because Muriel did give the message to lock everything down. Matthias appears to stand guard outside the door. And now you have Graham McTavish. Picture Graham McTavish in chainmail and with a big motherfucking sword, standing guard outside this bedroom. But we're gonna follow the camera down back to the room that Ianto is in. Ianto?
Yes.
What would you like to do?
Oh, some time ago.
After Javic leaves.
Oh, after Javic leaves, and there's that moment where I was like, I want to talk to somebody about this situation that's just happened because I'm thinking about what that means. It's like, what does it mean? That like, oh, like there are a lot of thoughts going on right now in Ianto's mind, especially that last moment of, I was lying to you for the last 3 years. What do you think about that? That was like, that's a heavy thought. And he wanted to talk to maybe his best friend about it. But he's like, oh, I can't really talk to Ardzo about it. So considering that Ardzo thinks that, he's probably a murderer. So Ianto is going to...
What about your sister? Rude.
Yeah, well, he was thinking about both of those things. Then he's like, you know what? I'm going to go. So he does a very quick sort of just minimal amount of stuff that he needs to take with him. He dashes like a small symbol on a slip of paper, and he sort of swiftly and looking like a noble who's just on a walkabout, as he's been doing since he's been here. He tends to do a lot of walkabouts. He'll sort of walk by when he gets to his fiance's room, slip the note underneath her door, and continue to take his constitutional, which will then lead him out of the castle. And...
I need you... Here's the thing.
Will it, though?
That is the question. Here's the thing. At this point, because the conversation between you and Gavril did extend beyond the time point that Brenna was discovered and the castle was locked down, I'm going to need a stealth roll to get out of the castle, and you're going to take a -5 penalty just because there are that many guards on actively looking at this point, right? There's a threat to the lady of the house. We are... and the count
But you might even
happy.
hear something about that as you're stealthing along.
Yeah, you will hear a lot about that as you're stealthing along. That
Brenna
the
was
guard
found
has been
unconscious and
changed, that there has been a threat demanded, close everything down, lock it down, shut it down. No one in or out. If you wish to leave, I need stealth at a -5.
Okay.
I can't believe you just leave the castle and your sister's in danger, but whatever, it's cool.
Yeah, I think Gavril thinks... The reason why I think Gavril doesn't like me, because he thinks that I would do just that. And I would do just that. He is not wrong. I'm going to make that stealth roll, and I'll use all of my luck.
Cool.
All of it. So that says +7.
Accounting for the -5.
So that's +2. 19.
Cool. You can...
Because I had cased the joint earlier, because,
You did case
bolting
the
is
joint earlier.
it's one of the things he likes to do.
You make your way out of the building, and you are gone.
Yep.
And
Escaping.
And with Ianto disappearing into the setting sun, that's where we're going to take the break for the evening. Or at least the first one. And we will be back in a couple of minutes. Get yourself some more refreshment. Get yourself some more popcorn, because there's going to be some more drama to come.
Ooh.
See you in a bit,
What,
everybody.
more? No.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, so much more.
I'm not the only field sniper.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We hope you are refreshed. You got another beverage. Maybe put some ice in it, because it's hot.
I don't have ice.
I mean, it's
There's no
hot.
room in my freezer.
There's that. It's hot and spicy right now for a lot of reasons. But we left off the castle in lockdown. The Ardzo on his way back to try and see if there were any further information to be gleaned or to be achieved from the very damaged, wounded body of the still alive, because you guys saved him, Konstintin, captain of the guard. Matthias is sitting outside the room acting as bodyguard. No one's getting in or out. Well, Brenna is, well, shall we say at the moment, recovering. Eleanor is sticking with Brenna, but why don't we go back to Ardzo? Hi, Ardzo. How you doing?
Good. I'm good. I'm great. Nothing. It's just going to be all good news for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, all good news for the rest of the evening. Ardzo, as you make your way back to the sick room, I'm not going to make you roll because your memory is actually good enough to get from where you were to, to have followed.
You don't actually have goldfish memory.
Yeah, you don't.
Right.
You actually do remember things. So you make your way back to the sick room. As you do so, you notice the guards are running through the halls, fully armed. You hear the shouts to close the gates. You see the servants being, like what servants were out, like if you saw a couple like with rags, polishing a stairwell or cleaning something, they're pulling all of their things in and running out of the way. Moving to, I guess, designated locations.
Yep.
As if things might be concerned. Yeah, it looks like the house is preparing for siege. Almost.
This is concerning. Closing the gates. Always anything else that? Hello, can you talk to me? At a passing guard.
They turn, glance for a moment, and you see that, like, this moment of recognition. It's like that. It's that hyper-focused kind of thing where he was on his way to do his job and was like prepared to tell somebody off for bothering him, but then turned. Oh, you're one of the privileged guests. You were, a personal friend of the Lady Brenna. Yes, sir. How can I help? What do you need?
Oh, I'm certainly fine. I'm just, checking up on Konstintin, who is, who that is, correct?
Yes, he's, thank you for that. We appreciate your help in, protecting our captain. Is there something else I can help you with, sir?
You don't want this, this panic? Are we, being besieged by another nation?
Someone attacked the lady and the Count has closed things down. The Count does not take threats to the safety of his family lightly.
As he should not. Is she okay?
I do not know. I was not informed. I merely know that an attack was made, and therefore, my job is to reinforce the gates, ensure that no one, check on all of the guests, get them back to their rooms, then proceed to go from there to count all of the people to make sure that there's no one missing.
Okay.
Well, me
okay.
and the other guards. The servants are preparing to bring trays to those who are for food for the guests. We would not wish to ignore hospitality, but this way we know where everyone is. You are still permitted, you and the doctor are, we are to encourage you to remain with Konstintin at the moment, but if you need to go somewhere else to care for the people of the castle or anyone here, we are to accompany you and ensure your safety.
Okay, that is good. We can. There are things you want to ensure, and I understand and respect that. But I think in these types of situations, you want to give the most protection to the cooks. You know what I mean? The food. You don't. Do you understand?
You are correct. We would not wish to anyone to attempt to begin poisoning the guests or the family. That's why the kitchen staff has been quarantined. The guards are in protecting them. The Mistress Elsa is the only one who will be exiting or entering the kitchen at the moment to ensure the safety.
I'm assuming that she will have a guard.
Of course, we would not wish
Okay.
anyone to come to harm or
Okay.
have an attempt to subdue her as she proceeds to deliver food for the family. That would not do.
Okay.
She has a guard of 3.
Yes, good. And I expect that everyone is trained in spear, sword. What is it? This is your specialty.
Spear,
Here.
sword, axe. Captain Konstintin and Vice Captain Matthias are very thorough. You have no need to be concerned. We are very professional. We have all fought under the Count's command before. We are not some rabble household guard. We are trained soldiers, sir. I understand your concerns, however.
I'm glad you do not take offense.
No,
to
it is my job to
questions.
ensure your safety, and that includes your ensuring that you are aware and informed. I understand.
Well, they should probably give you a raise. You are doing good work.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
If I were not a humble healer who lived in a cabin in the woods, I would give you the promotion myself. But my station is nothing, so I guess you'll have to settle for the good thoughts.
There's this look on his face like he wants to argue with you that your station is nothing. But at the same time, that's not, it's a little bit beyond his station to argue with you about it, so he's not going to say anything.
Be on your way. What is your name, friend? I will keep an eye out for you. Thank you for your...
Franz, sir. Thank you. And he just kind of like bobs a nod and then proceeds. Again, you can roll human perception.
$16.
He's very professional. He's keeping his eyes wide as he's scanning the hallways. He's not, you have limited knowledge of, like, professional soldiers, but he definitely he's not obviously slacking off. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Franz, noted. Be well, Franz.
And to you, Master Ardzo, feel free to give a shout for any of us. We will ensure that your safety is paramount. If you need an escort or desire anything further, please.
Noted. Thank you. I will be looking after the captain.
Thank you. And he just keeps going.
he'll mumble to himself. Like, it's like, I don't know why I had to say that out loud. Everybody knows I'm doing it. I don't. He knew. Sometimes I should just stop talking. You know, you almost got your head taken off just now. Just relax. And then he'll walk in the room and hover around, like pace around Konstintin.
Eric has at this point, cleaned him like fully, so that all of the blood that was there is gone. You can see where your beautiful stitches and Eric's stitches were. There's a little bit of a difference between the two of you, but you're both equally professional. It's just, he's like left-handed versus you being right-handed kind of thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember if Ardzo's right-handed or not, but it's just that level of minor detail. He is equally as professional as you are, at least in this. And he's cleaned all of Konstintin, got rid of all of the blood so that he's kind of continued the examination. And he would point out, in addition to the scars that you've stitched and that earring hole in Konstintin's left ear, there is a small pinprick in the side of, the inside of his left ankle, right to the left, right above the heel, to the left of the ankle bone itself. Just a very small pinprick. This was the only other injuries that I could find.
And and anything catch your nose?
Blood, shit, mud.
Okay.
Not his shit, by the way.
Oh, I gathered. If there's one thing a good leader of people does, it is contain their shit when the metaphorical shit hits the, as you say, the large thing that waves back and forth that cools you down. Fan.
Yes.
So. Do you mind if I take a look at the pinprick? Did you have any?
Merely noted that it looked like a normal pin, sewing pin of some sort, perhaps, needle. Nothing I could ascertain beyond that. But of course,
Do you think?
please.
Yeah, dude. It could be normal, but if perhaps there was some sort of coating and
Poison.
additional.
Yes.
Correct. Yes. It'd be good to ascertain what kind poison, if it were to lull him to sleep, if it were to lull him to death, the long sleep.
Yes, we should, of course. I am a skilled surgeon and have other skills. I am not as knowledgeable of poisons and herbal remedies as such beyond the general treatment of infection and colds. I bow to your knowledge, and he will kind of literally do so, bow to you as he gestures towards Konstintin allow you to examine him.
We do not bow here. This is not a place of royalty and politic. We are colleagues. We work and learn from each other. Okay?
He will kind of give that little half smile smirk at that and nod. And it's not in an insulting manner. It's more of a, oh, thank you for your acknowledgement of my skills kind of thing.
Let us first take a look. Ardzo will place his face really close to the pinprick, like it's under a microscope, but there's no microscope there. So he's just looking at every little detail around the flesh, trying to take things in through his nostrils as well, while he's really close and studying it visually. And he's sort of new scent that would, hit his olfactory.
So I need an awareness then.
Okay. Okey-doke. 24.
24. There is a slight kind of floral scent. But it's over time, almost as if somebody was attempting to disguise the underlying scent that you get, which is caustic. Almost like rancid vinegar. But there's just like this hint of floral sweetness over top. Like honeysuckle almost.
Doctor, let me ask you a question, and just respond naturally. There's no test or quiz or anything here. So let us say you have encountered someone in your life who has not naturally smelled good. There's something with the way that they perceive how they smell, right? But they have been told in their adult life by other people that they in fact do emit a shitty odor, right? Bad. It is off-putting, right? So what does that person do to attempt to solve this problem that they did not know that they
I would
had?
just hope that they attempt to bathe and perhaps purchase some sort of perfumes.
Aha. Now, bring your face here. Put it close to this hole here. Take a good. Yeah, yes. So what do you get in there?
One moment. He's gonna get a benefit because you're giving him direction, but he is gonna have to roll for it himself. And he kind of like coughs. It's like some sort of honeysuckle and vinegar.
So you pinpointed the honeysuckle right there to perhaps cover up some sort of natural disgusting odor, right? Vinegar is not too bad for my taste. I do like it on some things in leafy greens, but this type of smell that I'm getting from this is not good. Almost like a rotting vinegar, like something set too long, right? Some sort of natural biological decay. So that is what we should investigate further in and see how it is manifesting itself throughout the body.
It's all right. You can go ahead and roll diagnose. Or, well, no, you can roll. What is your herbalism skill? You have what is this skill? It's hold on, please. I know this. Skill trees. Do you have analysis, which is the second one on the blue column?
Second on the blue? No. I've got second on the green in 1 and the first on the green in 2. In 5, actually.
You can, it's let's use improvisation, which is the second on the green for you. It's technically... it's about... Improvisation is about substituting ingredients, but this would at least give you some level... You can use this as kind of an analysis, an examination.
8. So improvise is second from the top. For some reason, I didn't name these on the sheet.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. 16.
16 is good. So. You quickly determine you're not 100% sure what it is, but you quickly determine that it's some sort of acid base, and it wouldn't... To kill quickly, it would have left like a much larger like acid burn at the point of injection. So you're 90% sure that while whatever this item is, it's not going to help him get better. It might slow or hinder his healing, but it's not going to kill it's not bad enough to kill him. Like, it's not a poison, a long-term poison that you have to treat, because you're like, if it was a poison, because of the way this is an acid and this kind of thing, to be in a percentage that would actually kill a human body, even over a period of time, it would leave a more visible, like, reaction at the injection site kind of thing. So with no visible reaction, you're pretty sure that whatever this is might hinder his healing, but it's not poisonous to the point that it will kill him itself without being treated. Does that make sense?
Yep. Okay. Okay. Do we have... can you have access to any baking soda?
I can get some from the kitchen.
If you're smelling what I'm smelling, there's some whatever has pinprick. There's an acid covering. I do not know the side effects, but the immediate one is if it is a high concentration, he's still alive, so we have nothing to worry about there. But if we want him to revive quickly, as you say, I would recommend attempting to make his blood more basic. If his blood is very acidic, it could hurt the recovery process.
Sound, very sound. In that case, we should... All right. And he will go and, go to the door. And as he opens the door, you realize that there's a guard standing outside the door. 2, even. And there's a quick, quiet conversation, and he closes the door, and as you can just see him as the door closes, one of the guards has gone off, presumably to the kitchen to get baking soda.
And we have plenty of water here, yes?
Yes, we do.
Let us prepare a separate glass or 2.
All right. Yes, of course, water. And he proceeds to pour things out. And at the same time, he's also taking the time to kind of clean his tools and whatnot in front of him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so, all right, we will, over the course of time for this treatment, let us separate about a gallon of water, and we can add a little bit of baking soda to it as to not shock the system, and hopefully this will aid in his recovery.
All right, sounds like a plan. It's a pleasure to work with a professional of your stature, sir.
It is, just taking the information you have in front of you and doing the most you can with it. I would love to hear if you are willing to share a story from your profession. Like, what is it that you feel very confident in your skill set?
I'm very skilled at setting bones.
Okay. Good. So I'm assuming you have done a lot of that.
Yes, quite a lot, actually.
Did you start in the field?
I'm sorry, is what?
Is it combat?
Oh, a combat surgeon. I spent some times on the battlefield as a surgeon. I have some skill at that, stitching wounds, treating wounds of that skill. But, much more practice in... Well, yes, I did practice setting bones on the field of battle occasionally.
That is, your mind is the most apt to learn in times of great duress. And when there are people screaming and wailing all around you and blood flying everywhere, you pick up things quick.
Yes, there's a lot of information to be gained when people are screaming and wailing and blood flying all around you. Yes. Things to learn.
In a field of brutes, the true scholars thrive.
It's not long after that the knock on the door as the guard returns with baking soda. As you can begin treating this poor Konstintin. Could you roll me deduction, sir? And you get a +2 from your improvisation roll.
It's 2. Okay. Yep. Deduction.
Mm-hmm.
Adding 2, and you know what? I'm gonna add 2 luck. as
Yours
well.
or from the party's pool?
From mine.
Okay.
19.
You're pretty sure that this kind of jury-rigged treatment plan will work. It will just take time. You'll have to do at least 2 or 3 treatments, and probably over a period of like a couple hours.
Okay, I think that's doable. All right, let's set it up and implement.
So we're gonna let the good doctors continue treating Konstintin. We're gonna pull the camera back up to Brenna.
The cat witcher.
Yes, the cat witcher has a cat. Hello. So, as you are upstairs with Eleanor, Gavril has just left.
Walking down the castle and stuff, whatever.
Yep.
I don't think she quite heard that part, so it's fine.
What, the shutting down of the castle?
Mm-hmm. That was said while she was unconscious still, I think.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Gavril has strode out. Eleanor is here, and she is, she's made you a cup of tea and has offered you.
Oh, yeah, I'll drink whatever Eleanor gives me. I trust Eleanor.
Mm-hmm. It's just tea. It's not.
Yeah. 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 Thank you. I assume you are the one who found me in the hallway then?
Yes, it was slightly disconcerting to find my good friend laying artfully in the middle of her stone floor.
Artfully? So
It
I'm
was
getting
very
better.
stylish. Yes, with full faint.
All your pointers.
I'm sure if Gavril had seen you, it would have been oh so romantic, and then he would have killed 6 people.
But I'm glad it was you then who found me.
You are aware
don't
that
think-
he didn't find you, and therefore only came to find out that you were unconscious from me, so it's not 6 people he's going to kill.
Yes, it should hopefully be less than that. 'Cause I don't think they're in the castle. It was magicked in. The letter just like teleported. I didn't know you could just teleport items, but apparently it's a thing. I'll have to ask Javic.
It is not impossible. I've never done it myself, but it is Not beyond the possibility or control of perhaps a great mage.
Hmm. Yes.
So, why were you snooping in Javic's mail?
I wasn't snooping in his mail. There was something teleported into the room. I went to see what it was, and I touched it, and then I had less than a minute before I realized I was going to be unconscious. So I think it better to pass out in the hallways than in Javic's room.
I mean, that is an important thing. I think that is important. Someone might take a very long time before anyone found you if you were in Javic's room when you passed out.
Mm-hmm. It looked very fancy, the filigree and those inks.
Mm-hmm.
The seal, what I saw of it was black and gold.
Some sort of nobility then, perhaps?
I would assume so, but it didn't have. I didn't see like an image imprinted into it much, did I?
No, you
there
didn't.
wasn't.
You didn't.
Yeah, I was passing out.
You didn't pass the save to see beyond the magic at the time.
No, that's what I could see. No symbol, but I was also losing consciousness.
So
So
where
I
was
just
Javic? Should we be concerned about Javic?
he's teleported away to deal with some personal issues. Because I heard what Cadeyrn said about Ianto.
You did.
He's-
You did hear what Cadeyrn said about Ianto. You didn't know what Javic read in Cadeyrn's mind, but you did hear the
No,
conversation.
I imagine it's a dramatic love affair triangle thingamajigger, and he's gone to talk to him about it, which is good. She approves.
Eleanor gives you a look.
Javic is in love. What am I to say? He's having difficulties in his romance, so.
Swiss. Mon fille. Qui? You cannot keep the gossip to yourself, cher.
He's like, I don't think Ianto he didn't say not to tell anybody that he had been dating Javic. Well, technically, I suppose they're broken up because, Javic's lover said so, but, you know Ianto?
Yes, your brother.
Yes.
He lies very well. I give him credit. Professional courtesy.
Hmm.
And respect.
That's what he does for a living, I suppose. But yes, that. Just gives her the
Really?
look.
So your brothers are fucking?
I found out about it. There's a painting on the wall in Javic's house that I did not need to see, and
Really? You need to tell me about the painting now.
oh, it was terrible. I mean, aesthetically, it didn't depict those two people.
So who's the artist? We must know who the artist is. Perhaps we can commission them for you and Gavril.
That's not a bad idea.
Look, we need a slightly better, qu'est-ce que c'est le mot? Depiction of you. Also, Philiberta's portrait has to go.
Oh, it's gone.
That is good. Who are you hiring to do the redecorating? Because I feel some of the aesthetic is...
No, you're right. I don't know who I'm hiring. Would you like to do the redecorating?
No. I would have to stay too long. You know me.
All right, fine. As you know, I has to try.
Also, I can totally do some small things. Your gowns, your dress, but this is your home. You need to make your own stamp upon it.
Suppose I've not really thought about the whole home before really much beyond my room, so I have to think on it.
This is you are now the lady of the house.
I am. I'm still getting used to it. I didn't. I mean, I hoped this would happen one day, but I never really thought it would. Kind of thing. It's nice. It hasn't fully hit yet. If you
It's
know what I mean.
nice.
I like it. It's nice.
Usually there are some better adjectives that one might use than nice.
No, I'm not good at describing things. You know this. I like it. It is enjoyable.
Are we talking about
Because-
the whole thing or just sex? Because
Oh,
those are two different things.
A little bit of just a little bit, just the slightest bit of color. So you know that is fine. That's
Oh
the-
yes,
the-
I'm
the house.
intimately aware of how well that is going. And she'll kind of like glance down at your hands at the moment.
I wasn't where I took off my gloves to. They're distinctive to warn Javic. Maybe I took them off and stumbled into the hallway.
Well, I'm going to say that it wasn't just me who noticed your charming discoloration.
Also noticed. He's a doctor, I suppose.
I wonder what will happen if Ianto finds out.
You know, it's weird about the whole sex thing. He's just like
Yes, well, a
nonchalant about
gentleman-
everything.
For a gentleman who runs a whorehouse, he is so oddly prudish about so many things.
I don't know if he'd be prudish about that. I mean, he ran a brothel.
As I said, he's oddly prudish at the oddest times. Usually dealing with you.
But he thought I was a prude. Or I still think he kind of thinks I'm a prude.
There's just this slow eyebrow raise, like, really?
What-
Does he not
Yeah.
know you?
I've not known him terribly long. I didn't go into detail about anything. That, that just didn't seem prudent. I think also, I should probably ask Ardzo for a balm or something, though.
What did you wish to ask Ardzo? We can summon him here.
If he's not busy.
I'm sure that the captains of the gals will ensure that he comes quickly.
I know he was working on Konstintin, but when he's done with that, we can have tea till then.
Yes. And, alright. Tea it is. And she'll, like, pour herself another, like, top off hers and, like, kind of play mother and top off yours and drink.
And we can just chat about some nice things.
Yep.
I don't bring up her voice because she said she was fine.
Mhm.
But we'll talk about, like, the house and, like, the boys and maybe gossip a bit more about Javic and Ianto.
There's a lot of gossiping about Javic and Ianto.
Oh, and I'll ask if she's ever heard of a witcher by the name of, let's see, I gotta find him on the sheet here. Alvar. She's been around for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
She might know something.
A witcher named Alvar.
Yes, School of the Viper, I think, possibly.
Viper school, they're fun.
He had snake tattoos.
Are we adding to things beyond could count careful? Because I know the Vipers are...
He just gives her a silent look from it. No, I hadn't thought. I'm married now. Why would I? I mean, when he's dead, maybe. I don't have any reason to go with anyone else.
So I know quite a few people, but that name does not immediately ring any bells. It's been many, many years since I interacted with any of the Vipers. I really
Is
should
it
get
good
back
to-
down to Nilfgaard.
There was rumors he was dead for a while, so it would have been some time ago that you would have heard of
Ooh.
him.
You know me, is the dead or is the dead? I do not puzzle with them.
She has a look of like, yeah, the dead are the dead.
Why are you asking about the very dead Witcher, Miamor?
Well, he doesn't seem to be particularly dead, as do certain other individuals who have been dead.
Are you playing around with necromancers?
I'm not playing around with necromant. Well, intentionally. I told you about the whole sleeping village curse thing. That priest of Eopatis, he was dead.
I mean,
Funeral
that I
was
knew. I
attended.
attended his funeral.
Yes, he's not dead though. He's walking around and casting
So you
curses
are
and
playing with
things.
necromancers, and you don't invite me to his parties.
I've not met a necromancer unless it's him himself. Don't think you can necromance yourself back to life, so.
I don't know.
But
Has
this
anyone
Witcher
tried?
was also supposed to be dead, and apparently he was not. And also may have known Ianto.
Really? Your brother certainly gets around.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Also, apparently he doesn't go to Ardzo's brother's orgies.
He doesn't go to Ardzo's brother's orgies. Ardzo has a brother who throws orgies?
Yes.
You are hanging out with a much different crowd, mes amis.
Look, I met my brothers, and then everything has just been an avalanche from there.
Look, we should definitely
And an avalanche of love affairs and necromancy, apparently.
obviously not enough if you've only have the one.
I don't need any more than so fun.
Well, then it's not an avalanche.
Avalanche for everyone else.
Are you sure you're alright?
It was just a sleeping curse. You kiss the person who's someone you love, you care about the person, you kiss them, it's a possibility they wake up. Strong possibility, but a possibility. So.
Well, I think your brothers are about to find out exactly what Gavril is like when he is unhappy.
Yeah. I don't think Ianto will like that. I think Javic should be used to it. He'll be fine. Javic's used to dealing with these kind of people. Ianto was used to dealing with them in a different manner.
Yes, he tries, bless him.
I think he usually skips out before the angry part happens.
So are we taking bets on whether or not your brother has left already?
What? Why did he leave? Oh, I guess Javic was speaking with him. He's probably left then.
Here's the way it will work. Either it's 50-50 odds, two of them are currently holed up in Ianto's room fucking their brains out, like two rabbits going out.
Yes, that is an odd. That's what happened.
They fought horribly and Ianto ran away because he's he's feeling emotionally damaged.
I'm betting on the second one, based on what I've seen. Ianto fell under the sleeping curse for a time, and I figured out how to break it. I did break it, actually, because I'm a very good witcher. Sometimes, occasionally.
You are a very good witcher.
Once in a while.
Very good witcher.
But he was still asleep, so I didn't wake him up. I carried him very gently all the way to Javic, so he could wake him up with a kiss. And, it did not. I don't think it helped things very much.
Just a second, everybody. There we go. Haha. And look, there's some magical Cadeyrn.
Yeah, just teleported in.
Yeah,
So,
he teleported.
I tried to facilitate things, but...
So we'll have to see. And with that comment, she kind of gets up to the door and walks over and kind of raps on the door, and the door opens from the other side, and door opens inward, and you don't even have to roll. You see two of the household guards. Well, you see Matthias and two of the household guards standing guard at your doorway, at the Eleanor's doorway. And then Eleanor's like, could you
sigh a little bit.
Could you fetch Master Ardzo?
Then he's done with his work.
And she kind of like nods, but her back's to you, so you don't see her face.
Yeah, I don't. I just try.
But all of the audience will see her face as she nods with her back to you, but she makes dead eye contact with the guard and is like, no, now. And we're going to let the guard follow the guard as Eleanor closes the door and sits back down to continue gossiping with Brenna. And then the guard goes down to where Ardzo is. Ardzo, you have just finished the second treatment on Konstintin. You know that there's one more to be done as there's a rap at the door, and the door opens and the guard appears. And Ardzo, the figure is of one of the guards, and he leans in and says, Master Ardzo, if you are not busy, Mistress Eleanor wishes if you would please check on the Lady Brenna.
Okay, when I am not busy, I will. That is on the top of the list of things I will do.
Very good, sir. Is there anything else you require or need?
Send her in here.
You want us to bring the lady here?
She can walk, can't she? You don't have to bring her.
The Count has requested that we keep people locked down in certain locations. He does not wish the Lady Brenna to leave.
Oh, then clearly the situation is not that dire.
No, he does not wish... He wishes her to be kept secure and not go anywhere else.
Well, I do recall the fronts, the very professional, well-mannered guard had told us that the doctors were to stay in this location.
And if you were necessary to treat anyone else in the castle, to escort you there and protect you.
Okay, good. Yes, we are still, the captain of your guard is unconscious, and we are trying to figure out a means to get him unconscious, which we believe we have found, and we are about to administer the treatment if you like to watch, if that is what you are into.
Then I will stay until you are done treating Captain Konstintin, and I will wait to escort you to the Lady Brenna. And he kind of posts up next to the door like, yes, I'm just going to wait here until you're done.
Okay, good. Maybe you can, learn a thing or two if you had an interest in changing professions.
No, total deadpan, no answer.
Okay, so you're just going to stand and look like that the entire time that you are here?
Until you are ready to be escorted to the Lady Brenna? Yes, I am your bodyguard. And he is standing at full parade rest, arms behind his back, slightly wider, at feet hip width apart, shoulders back.
Okay, then. All right. Dr. Eric, is this common?
The soldiers here are very professional. They have all served under Gavril in combat. Gavril does not allow for mistakes.
Mistakes are the finest way for an individual to learn. But, I can see foregoing that out of Gavril.
Training prevents mistakes in the first place.
Have you lived a lot of your life? Have you done things, or have you just followed orders? My good soldier. What is your name? Sorry, I did not ask. How rude of me.
Are you talking to Dr. Eric or
the guard? The guard.
Friedrich, sir.
Lots of F's around here. I can see that it is a cultural thing, which is fine. It's just new to me.
Franz is my first cousin. It is fine.
So it is a family affair.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, you're doing a great job. So I will pass it along as soon as your boss gets unconscious.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, then. So let us administer
the treatment. You can administer your treatment. It works. You see Konstintin's eyes flutter after a couple minutes after the treatment is administered, and it shifts from that level of unconsciousness to just rapid eye movement sleeping. He is still really fucked up, right? You've dealt with whatever was poisoning him, but he probably gonna need a nap, because,
for sure. So, well, we can tell he is entering the restorative part of sleep. So, now we wait.
Very good. I will keep him company, and Friedrich shall take you to the lady then.
You are the doctor here. I don't want to step on
I
your toes.
Do not worry, I am not insulted by the Count requesting your presence to treat the Lady Brenna, or even Lady Brenna's request for you. I have a different skill set, and my skill set is vastly appreciated by the Count.
Well,
I feel
is
that I shall
good.
be possibly engaging my skill set in the near future.
Is that a threat?
Oh, not to you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got a little.
No. You are a protected member of the household now. The Lady Brenna has made you, her own personal guest.
Okay, but what about Gavril?
His lordship can be slightly taciturn at moments, and on occasion he desires to ensure the protection of his family, but he does not deny the Lady Brenna anything she wishes. Within reason.
Noted. Noted. Well,
At least when he's not ensorcelled by a witch.
yeah, that is bad. There is no cure for that, except for murder. What? Who said that? I did not say that.
I mean, it was a very effective murder. It was very, and you just, he's not really paying attention, but he's kind of like, oh, it was very nice. It was, a little bloody, but I understand. It was an emotional bloodletting as well as a physical bloodletting. Almost like Eric really appreciates the effort that Brenna went to stab this bitch 28 times.
It's a lot of times.
Necessary.
Sometimes not entirely necessary.
We will catch up and talk philosophies of treatment at another time. I was hoping to do that in this instance, but there are more pressing matters. I hope in the time that I have left here that we are able to, compare and contrast.
I would love the possibility of discussing treatment plans with you and skill sets. I like sharing knowledge. It is one of my joys.
A like-minded individual is rare. I will see you soon.
I look forward to it even more. He kind of quasi-smiles as he looks at you. And it's not like an insulting quasi-smile, it's just like, oh, he can smile. Huh. Kind of thing.
Like an onion, we're peeling back the layers. All right, let's go. Let's go Brenna Town.
So you are escorted up to Brenna. The door is there, the guards there. You notice Matthias, 2 guards standing stationed at the door. There's a rap, then another, in a set pattern, and Eleanor opens the door to admit you. Brenna is sitting up at this point. Have you moved to the sitting room, or are you still sitting in the bed?
Probably the bed. It's more comfortable.
How is it? How are you doing? You were unconscious the last I had
Yes,
seen you.
I was. Thank you for figuring out it was a sleeping curse.
It had a familiar odor about it.
The interesting thing is that it was placed on a letter to Javic that teleported into his room right after I had a conversation with him when he teleported out. But
That is good
anyways,
information to have.
Yes.
Have you told Gavril?
I did. Yes.
Okay. He also might. I don't think he is the biggest fan, but he is a person with power, and I like you. You love him. There must be some good there. You know what I mean.
Yes. He just he's very protective of his family. So, some people are that way. I was wondering if you had any good salves for cuts and bruises?
How dare you? Of course I do.
If I get you to
Think.
administer some?
Cuts
It's not
and
too much
bruises.
trouble.
Oh. Yeah. They're better on cuts, okay? But here's what you do: you need to get good blood flow to the area. He looks around. Is there anything we can do? Maybe. Is there a fireplace here in this area?
There's a fireplace,
Yes,
there's a tub.
There's a fireplace, there is a tub. You would notice that the fire is burning really warm. The room is very warm. Almost like 4 or 5 degrees warmer than the hallway.
Cool. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to heat up some wet towels and we're going to drape them on your wrists just to increase the blood flow. And I assume you have the resources to cycle them out and keep them as hot as you can stand.
Yeah, that's going to be very hot. So not boiling, but just very steamy hot. Don't want it to burn, right? Yes.
Right, you don't want it to burn. I know you have probably have a pretty high tolerance for those things. Okay, you say when going back a little bit. All right, I'm looking at these and I'm looking at you and I'm listening to the words that are coming out of your mouth. And you say protective. Are you sure that that is what you mean when you say protective of his family? Right?
He doesn't want any harm to come to them.
I'll look at your wrists again and back at you.
Oh no, these are fine. It's more. And because Alienor had taken off. I imagine she put her in like a dressing gown or something.
Yeah, one of Eleanor's dressing gowns. Yeah, so it's very stylish,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah. So then you're a doctor. She's a witcher. She'll just kind of like drape it down, and you will see that every bit of skin, practically, that's not like part of her regular visible day-to-day stuff, is covered in bruises and cuts of varying. Some look newer, some look like a week and a half old.
How do you feel about hot, wet towels everywhere?
If that's just
or just
sure.
the visible areas? Because this is a choice.
Everywhere would be good. It's just been a very intense honeymoon period.
Oh, okay, well, people react differently to things. With your particular skill set, as as long as everything is okay and you are, all I can do is make you feel better. So if you want me just to address these ones, I'll just do that. If you want them everywhere.
Everything would probably be good. I think Eric is tired of me coming to see him on a semi-regular basis.
Okay, well, talk to Gavril because, I'm doing a lot of work for free here.
Of course, compensation can most definitely be, just name your price.
Okay, when you say name your price, I'm not the kind of person to name a price and then get his head cut off. So you do some work.
Name what you would charge for your services, and then I have like 10%.
A
20%.
bag of potatoes is what I would normally charge for my services.
We're not just going to give you a bag of potatoes.
So then,
Do you only want potatoes? I can get you like a cartload of potatoes, but if you want, we have money to. If you want, like, what do you want your pay in?
Could you get me land?
Like a house in Medina?
Or like It could be a house. It could be an abandoned outpost.
I could probably pull some strings. Get
You
you
know, perhaps
place
I
to
could
stay.
start a small farm for my herbs.
Hmm?
Instead of just growing them in my little garden that got picked apart by wolves.
I will speak to Gavin about it.
He probably won't like that.
Haven't he likes it?
Oh. So when you were unconscious, he was freaking out a bit, and I wanted to have a good time. So I knew that there was no serious issue with you being unconscious, because he just had to kiss you to wake you up, because we had just run into that. It was fresh in my brain. And I might have played around with him a little bit, and I don't think he appreciated it. Yes. So
He
I got the
less of a
vibe
sense
that
of humor than he is greatly concerned about things.
And that was something I had learned today. So, if I could talk to him, or don't want that. I'd rather continue doing what I'm doing. But if he's got land that he is not using, it didn't occur to me till just now. So
I will ask him about it. I mean, with all the medical help you've been providing, it's certainly not out of the question.
I love my craft.
You're very good at it.
Well, thank you. You're very good at yours. So, well, how many other witchers do you know?
Fair number, actually, like an entire school of them.
And how would you rank yourself amongst them?
Bottom 10%.
Well, how many of those other ones are dead?
I mean, it's an occupation where the turnover rate is decently high, just in general.
So then I'd say you're doing pretty good.
So far, so good. 50 years.
You're only 50 years old?
53, I think. 52. It's in my background.
Baby. I'm 73.
20 years older than me.
A lot can happen in 20 years, that is...
Quite true. Yes. In my Witcher training took about 20 years, so... Well, give or take.
I mean... When you not training?
The initial training. The schooling.
Well, that is again my point, that the whole... the minute you are born until the minute you die, the entire thing is a learning experience. It is all an education. Whether it is done in a building with a teacher, or if the world is your teacher. So, I mean, we're both still. Anyways, I digress. Is there anything else you wanted me to look into?
I just figured you should probably look at some of these. Just a little tender. Not so unusual. I figure if I'm falling unconscious in hallways, I should probably be in a little bit of shape.
What is it you want me to look at? You pointed down.
The cuts and bruises, just in general. So just
okay.
Gashes.
Yeah.
Just a few gashes.
Can you get down your belly? Let me check your back. You can't see those, so. Oh jeez! Oh my God! What?
They're very artful.
He pokes at one of them. What did this one?
So that is it. I think that was a cat of nine tails.
There's only one big bruise here. No cuts.
Oh, it didn't break the skin? Impressive.
Okay, well, Give me a minute.
Witches have a high pain threshold.
You can go ahead and roll that healing hands.
+5 for judgment.
No.
Just kidding. Okay. That's a fumble.
You have to roll. You do have to roll the crit on the fumble because it doesn't auto roll
Yeah.
on that one. It rolls you on the crit success, not the crit fail. So a 7. It's gonna take you.
Arzo's just too like the
No,
fuck are these wounds?
Oh, it was a 10. Yeah, so it's a 4. It's a 4, y'all. He's. I'm gonna let Ardzo say.
He accidentally takes out the rubbing alcohol
Oh no.
on accident,
Mm-hmm.
and
Just distracted. We're talking.
so tell me about your day. And right
Well-
in the middle of a sentence,
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's going to be a while.
Mm-hmm.
oh, you were just saying something about your pain threshold. Sorry, is the self?
I don't think is that a self?
Hold on. Oh no, that's spirits. I apologize.
Just stings a bit. It's more I wasn't expecting it. And it just It's like when you're expecting a drink of water and you take a sip of vinegar instead. It's just wow, what a surprise.
Yeah, the plus slide is they are all clean.
Very
now.
disinfected. Mhm.
Yes. Yep. So yeah, let me try again with the self. And now that they're clean, it should in theory be better, but I apologize for the pain that I have caused.
Oh. Okay. What? Hold on. Give us a second, guys. I think we have some technical difficulties, so give us a second. We're gonna be right back. So give us 2 seconds. So unfortunately, it looks like Simon's power went out, so he's not going to get back to us. But other than that, so while you guys are, Ardzo is not effectively treating Brenna at all. Luckily, he can't make her worse.
Sure.
So why don't you, while that's happening, the camera will pull back and out. A couple things have been going on. The guard has shifted, but Matthias remains. The gates are closed. Most of the guests who are still here, which isn't very many, but a few, are protected in their rooms, and as The camera pans around. We discover a couple things. Number one, Peaches has come back to the room and it's, when she was escorted to her room, found the note and just kind of picks it up and then glances at it, shakes her head at Ianto again, running away, and puts it to the fire so it burns. We see the guards moving through the halls, accounting for everyone, and they're opening, escorting guests in and closing doors, and they get to Ianto's room, and then he's not there. His bags are still here, but he's not. There's concern that he might have been a victim of what's going on, so a shout is sent out to look for the good Baronet Bartonis Pard. Perhaps he was taken by, whoever assaulted the Lady Witcher. His items are still here. He must, we haven't found him. We must search. There's a search on for Ianto. And then they get to Javic's room. And find Javic unconscious on the floor.
Oh, no, I didn't get in time. Oh, no.
At the same time, a couple guards have gone to try and see if they can help him, see what's going on, see if they can determine what's wrong with him. A message comes down to that perhaps what's caused the Lady Witcher to become unconscious is in Javic's room and not to remain there, so they
affected her and her brother.
It is now
family attack.
It's a family attack. It's an attack on the family. Gavril is incensed. Both of the sons are to be moved to the family wing immediately. Bring Javic to the family wing immediately. Bring all of the family guests, Eleanor, Ardzo, the Countess. Family wing, lock it down, shut it down, no one in, no one out. And a guard will appear at the door to your room, to the room that you guys are in, and knock before opening the door.
That's good. Yeah, he should.
And you hear the knock, so you have time to and the door opens, and there's...
It's just hot towels.
Yeah, it's hot towels. It's our friend Franz. Countess, your brother Javic is unconscious and being brought to the family wing. All of us...
Damn it!
The only other concern at the moment, all of the guests who remained are still here, except we are missing the Baronet Bartonis Pard, and his bags are still here, so we think he may have been taken. We are setting
I just look at Eleanor.
Eleanor
She knows about the curse now, and I was like, man, I really hope this doesn't hit Javic, and he's the one who has... She's like...
So Eleanor just kind of starts rubbing her head and turns to them, and has anyone and my cousin Cadeyrn? Anyone seen him? The guards are the guard Franz shakes his head. Not yet, madam, although we rumor is that he is still in the castle. We are looking for and accounting for him. We know he was with the Countess before she fell unconscious, and then was supposed to be with Javic, Lord Javic. We are proceeding on the possibility that perhaps someone managed to make away with Cadeyrn, the Lord Cadeyrn, and the Baronet Bartonis Pard.
Brenna turns away, so her facial expressions, well, she has a pretty good poker face, but so whatever expression she does have does not give anything away. She's just like...
You're rolling your eyes. Ardzo, what are you doing when you hear this, Anthony?
It's like, cool, something else now. He doesn't have enough info to really piece anything together because I feel like everyone else has more. He has the knowledge that somebody's doing something. Somebody had used the concoction to make Brenna unconscious. He just found out it was from a letter that was intended for Javic.
Now Javic's unconscious. So, if everyone's being locked down to the thing, it's got to be. He understands that those are the precautions, but there's something, as they say, fishy.
So, as all of you are moved to the family suites, Lawrence and Florian as well, we end today's session.
Ooh.
So, how we doing? How we feeling?
That was baller.
Yeah,
I loved all that. That was a good one.
So we're gonna say our goodbyes and let everyone say, well, let these two say where you can find them. I will give a quick shout out to Simon, who apparently has lost internet and power, and we miss him dearly, but we will have Cadeyrn back next week. So we'll find out what Cadeyrn's been doing while all of this drama has been going on. So, as for me, I'll do my spiel at the end. Billy.
What's up, friends? You can find me on the internet at Strength Saves, which is a change, formerly Build of the Forest. But one of the cool things that happened, one of the few positive things that happened in the pandemic is I switched careers from administration to strength coach. So now I fucking love getting people strong and feeling good. So that's the reason for the change. I'm probably gonna have to put that on my Twitter profile so when I respond to things, people don't think I'm a complete stranger, because that seems courteous and something that I should do. But yeah, can't state enough how much I love playing with this crew, and then I can riff for an hour and not feel bad about it. Just a delight to play with all these people, and I really don't have anything else. The whole situation is awesome. I love being a part of it. Period. End of story.
So, I love having you here because you are truly one of the best, and I love all about Ardzo because Ardzo is great. I can't wait for more. Can't wait to see what happens next week. And then, of course, Lindy. Hi, how you doing? How you feeling?
I woke up from my cat nap. It was great. Only good things here. That was super duper fun. I loved Ardzo and the doctor. The definitely not a little creepy position that the castle has. It was just so good. And of course, Javic and Ianto's whole conversation argument was, whew, I forgot to make popcorn. I was so mad about it. But it was just so good. And, just little things getting revealed about Brenna and Gavril. Maybe he's not happy-go-lucky all the time. Not that he was ever really happy-go-lucky, but, maybe there's more facets to certain things being revealed, and I'm very excited for it. And I'm sure Ianto won't have problems with any of this at all whatsoever when he finds out. It's gonna be great. You can find me online at LaughLoveLendy, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, etc. Playing in GM a lot of tabletop RPGs. I got Dungeons and Dragons on Monday and Tuesday. They're almost done with Aslan's Castle. They're looking at his phylactery right now, and they're gonna steal it. So check in next Tuesday to see how that goes for them. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fine. I wouldn't worry about it. And of course, you could find me here on Sundays for Romance of the Blue Rose, where everything is also totally fine there. And Rutka has some plans for our next session. It's gonna be great. Excited for it, and I can't wait for here next week as well to get everybody back together.
Yep, everyone will be back. Well, maybe.
Well,
I mean, Crit did point out.
Cadeyrn, baby. I don't know.
Somebody left.
People are gonna be doing something. Yeah, he left, and I wonder how that's gonna go for him with a Brooks on the loose. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Oh, the Brooks
Brenna's
on the loose
trying
is
not
what
to-
you're concerned about? Like Crit pointed out, true. Who's unconscious?
Javic, yeah. Oh, I know. He's gonna get. I have a feeling he might get dragged back to this castle or get attacked by a Brooks. Something's gonna happen, and he's not gonna be happy about it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yep.
It's just And then whatever with Cadeyrn. I hope he comes back and hangs out because he's cool. We're cool. We're all cool. It's cool.
Yep. No.
I'm thinking of Ianto, then I'm sure maybe Cadeyrn could kiss Javic and wake him up. I don't know, maybe.
We'll find out. We could see. And as for me, hey all, you know me. I'm at Dearjadon on Twitter, or Proxagorthesmia4. You see me around here on Twitch. And I will be back. If you missed out on any of the great emotional moments at the beginning of the session, don't forget to check the YouTube. And of course, that's right when Snap Camera fails, because that's a thing that happens in my life. We're just gonna go through without leering about it. Sorry, I'm a disembodied voice. You can just hear me now.
You're the best disembodied voice.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And then you can find me on Friday over on Wandering DM for some Cyberpunk Red. And then on Sunday back here for more Romance of the Blue Rose. Oh, there we... Okay, no. And we'll see you next time. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.